Uh-oh, here comes trouble. I know some of you didn't get my meaning by the title 2x equals truth plus C. And all it was is that Malcolm X and me equals the truth, as far as I know it. And I researched it. And I read books. And I did all the things that I could to make sure that the information I gave is accurate. And I still sometimes, there are going to be some inaccuracies. But the plus C is carbon, which all things have in them. And what that means is, as much as people want to distance themselves from blackness, no matter how and what color you are, you have some carbon in you. So that means you got some black in you. And whether you like it or not, welcome to the real world. Now, I'm sitting down here thinking about writing a book. GI. That means government issue. All of y'all government issue. But made in America, especially black folks. You made us the way we are. Fear, unjust. And then if people don't want to take what you're putting down, then all of a sudden it's black resistance or aggression. When you've been the aggressor who's been violating us. Now, the funny fact is that you've done this all over the globe. And even when you weren't doing it with your hand, you were doing it with diseases. You killed more people in the world with diseases, but yet you look at us like we are something that, are disease-ridden. We didn't have a black plague, okay? And, people have to start coming to their senses. And whenever you challenge the status quo or whatever somebody wrote down because they thought it would fit their agenda, you call them a militant. Yeah, well, you're right. I don't want to be like a lot of the brothers and sisters that talked about, I have a dream or putting my hand together with somebody who hates me. I'm not that one. Okay, never have been. Didn't even know how to fight. I just knew one thing. I couldn't take whatever was going down. Now, one of the things that I have to say is, I'm glad that y'all prevented the shutdown. I'm glad that you gave Social Security, to people that deserve it. It was their money. And don't tell us about shortfalls, and don't tell us about you're going to run out by 2035 and that you can't vote for something because you don't have the money to pay for it. If you stop stealing, and you know what? It was just like a friend of mine told me today. If you would just do your job, that's the government, that's the president, that's the Supreme Court justices, that's the police, the military, and all those who are not doing their job. You see, you wrote something on paper which you don't respect, but you want everybody else to respect it. You want people to respect the dollar, but you take more dollars away from people than you ever give, and you don't donate nothing. You take, and nobody's supposed to tell you nothing. You know what? A lot of people don't want to hear what I got to say, but you know what? Forget you too, because you're not doing me no favors. I do this because I feel like I'm led to it by the Spirit. And I do this for me and mine, even if they don't know or care. But economics is the only thing capitalism understands. And we don't know how to support each other, and I don't know how to beg. But if I did have some money, that's how I would attack economically. Okay? But you rather give your money away to the church, to the government, to the state, You know, because all of us are responsible for this. Most black people don't have a will. I know. I went through it twice. But they didn't have nothing to give away. But that means, you know, me paying old debts. But most black folks don't want to give it to nobody black. They'd rather give it back to the master. Because you don't do what you're supposed to do. And most white folks are not going to give black folks nothing. You don't want them to rise to the state that you are at. And we don't want to rise to your state. Because when we came from this, why in the hell go down to this? And this is part of the problem that we have in America and all over the world. People don't actually understand who they are. And the ones that truly understand, they make everything a secret. They make it where you can't read or write. They make it where they told so many lies, they don't even know the truth no more. And you know the truth, black people, but you're too scared to address it because it's inside of you. Now, sometimes I get a little bit of excited, you know, and I think some people need to get excited about the truth. They need to get excited about something that looks just like them. But no, you would much rather put on a blonde wig, a black robe, and walk around like you Irish, or you English, or you something that you not, when they actually probably came from you. If they didn't come from you, then that means that you got to have some Neanderthal in you. That's a caveman, as far as I can say. Okay? And so, I was having a discussion with somebody not too long ago, and they told me anthropology was about studying DNA. And I was like, Google's right there in your hand. You know everything, and you're going to tell me that's what anthropology is about? When I know it's about the study of people and their cultures and so forth, you know? And why in the world would anthropologists want to study DNA? You know, they don't want to be scientists most of the time, that kind of scientists, okay? They want to be out there in the world. Geneticists want to be in the labs. But we also know so much. No degrees, nothing but Google in our hand, no kind of research, and you want to tell people what you know. This is the thing I'm trying to boil it down to. The government is talking about, I heard a rumor that we $2 trillion short. How in the hell do we lose $2 trillion? But even if that is not the case, you spend money on gold toilets, you spend money on all the things that you want for your office. Do y'all know that every 4 years, the offices get changed up with new interior and all of this stuff here, but yet still they won't put a homeless person in a hut? You took the Social Security money, so you need to stop telling a lie about you got a shortfall. Just say that you stole the damn money, you understand? And now you don't have it to put back. But you see, a real government, you see, if they was doing like they're doing over there in Africa, they'd put y'all ass in jail. How in the hell you just told the world what type of people you are by our last election. And you don't want nobody to tell the truth. You got billionaires up on the platform acting like they run this country. And this is the thing that everybody knows, even down to the people themselves. The serfs didn't stay in the castle area. They stayed outside the castle walls. The only people that they needed inside the castle walls were royalty and the people that worked there. So what makes you think, if they weren't doing that back then, that the rich are going to take care of you now? It's good sometimes to suffer, because then you know the truth and you have to face the truth. look in the damn mirror.